Hey there, I'm Dr. Dave. Welcome to Microdose U. In this episode, I'm going to be answering some of your microdosing questions and including one of the, I'd say the most commonly asked question that I get as far as microdosing magic mushrooms. Yeah, the number one question, I'm going to be answering that in just a few minutes. But before I do that, I want to thank you so much for being here. And I want to let you know this show is a special milestone, perhaps, because as I'm recording this, I'm looking at my statistics here, and on YouTube, we've got 9,979 subscribers at this point, which means we're just 21 people away from hitting 10K. 10,000 subscribers. And on the audio side, on Apple, on Spotify, well, they don't really give us statistics as well, but I can tell you that listennotes.com says that we're in the top 1% of audio podcasts out there. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I have to believe Listen Notes, but those numbers are not so important to me, and I'll share with you why I believe that. Now, those are great milestones, trust me, but it's all about the connection here. We have created a community here. It's a safe community. It's a non-judgment community, and it's a community where you can come here and share what's going on with you, share your issues, and we help you. And as I always said, especially at the very beginning when I first started this podcast 4+ years ago, I said, if I only have one person listening to me on the other end of this, just one person, and I change that person's life, that's all that matters to me. So fast forward 4+ years, and we've got, I'd say, many more than one, and we're changing lives every single day. So you don't know how much I appreciate you being here. And in order to express my appreciation and gratitude for this podcast and what it's turned into, we're going to have a little fun with this one. What I'm going to ask you to do is share with me how we have changed your life. If you're on YouTube, you can do this so in the comments. I will read every single one of them. The more you can say, the better. Share with me how your life has changed from listening to or watching Microdose U. And if you're on the audio side of this, feel free to send it in as an email at dave@mado.com. By the way, my email address is always in the show notes. You can always find it. And what we're going to do with this, I'm going to go ahead and take some of the best ones out there and read them on a future show. And don't worry, I will keep your name totally confidential if you like. That'll be the default. I'll read a first name or a handle or something, but I won't reveal who you are. So you can, unless you want me to, you can tell me if you want me to, that's okay. But let's share this. I want to share this with the whole community. How have we changed lives? So please, on YouTube, comment here. Let me know how we have changed your life, and even if it's in a very, very small way. And on the audio, on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you might be listening or watching, send me an email, dave@mado.com. And as I said, I'm going to read these. And to make it even more fun, I'm going to pick the two that I think have just resonated and are so inspiring, and maybe even can help other people realize that they're not alone anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and offer you a free, no strings attached at all, just a free 30-minute video conference with me. We can talk about anything you want. We could just shoot the breeze. You can ask me a few questions, but it's going to be informal, and we'll just spend 30 minutes together if you want, and we could just kind of have some fun on video. As I said, I'm going to pick the best the two that resonate, I think, not only with me, but with the community, and I'm going to offer you a free video chat with me. Again, we'll have some fun with that. I think it's going to be a blast. So this is a very, very special episode. So to continue the celebration, I'm going to go ahead and answer some really great questions that have come in lately. And as I said, the second question I'm going to answer, I believe, is the most commonly asked question here that I get at Microdose U. So let's go ahead and get right into those now. Okay, first question, Brian from Seattle. What can I do if I'm traveling internationally and I cannot bring my plant medicine with me? Are there alternatives? Hey, Brian, really good question. And I'll tell you something very, very timely, because I happen to be traveling internationally right now. I'm in Japan. And yeah, sometimes you just cannot take your medicine. It's not worth the chance. What I'm doing while I'm in Japan, actually, I want to share with you and share with anyone else who's interested. And I'll tell you something else. You can use this in conjunction with your medicine, or if you're going for a little time without medicine at all, I promise you it's going to help you, because I've researched this a lot before I went. So I'm doing some special breathing exercises multiple times per day here, and it's been an incredible help. So what I do is I do these exercises. I breathe in, and we can all do this together. We can try this together. I breathe in on the count of 4. So I'm going in, breathing in through my nose for 4 counts, like 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And I can't do it at the same time I'm talking, so you have to just trust me on this one. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I hold it for 4 seconds. I don't do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I breathe out. Now, when you breathe out, you can do it through your nose or your mouth. Either way is okay. For 6 seconds. And 6 seconds, I want you to empty your lungs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then hold it. Don't do anything for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Now that's an entire cycle. They're going to start this over again. You're going to breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 1, 2. Now, I would say do that for several minutes at a time. You can do it for a minute or two. You can do it for 5 minutes. What I've been doing here in Japan is actually I've been doing it in the hot spring, in the hot bath. And it is just a wonderful exercise to do. And what it does, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. Well, I should say the parasympathetic component of the autonomic nervous system. That's the rest and relaxation part of the autonomic nervous system, as opposed to the fight or flight, when you get real revved up. It's been an incredible help. And as I said, Brian, you can do this when you're traveling, or you can do this actually when you're home in conjunction with your medicine. And I promise you, it's going to work well. It's going to relax you, and you're going to be just fine. Thanks for asking that question. It's a great one. And again, very, very timely. Next question comes from Cassidy R. And as promised, this is the most commonly asked question that I get. And you can imagine, you can probably guess what it is. We've talked about this before, but I think it's so important, I want to talk about it again. Cassidy is asking, where can I get this medicine? Where can I get psilocybin? Where can I get magic mushrooms? And as you know, I do not discuss this in a public forum. It's just something I don't want to do, because again, anybody can turn into this. We're just not going there publicly. However, having said that, you're still in luck, because this is something that we do discuss in our private Patreon group. And I want to just share just for a couple seconds, since Cassidy did ask about this, I started this Patreon group, and it is a paid group. It's a paid platform. It's very, very inexpensive, but I started this about a year and a half ago. And when I started it, I really didn't know the exact direction I wanted to go. And we had a few members, and it was like, okay, but I struggled with it because I really didn't know what to talk about. I didn't know what to share. But and I was ready to quit a few times. It just got to the point where I didn't really know if it was going to be a success. But fast forward a few months later, it started growing a little bit. Then it started growing more and more. And we're at the point now where we have just got this unbelievable, I'm going to call it a family. We call it our nakama, our family, our tribe of people, that we are so connected to each other now. And it's the type of thing that so many of you are out there, and you don't really have anybody to talk to. A lot of this is very personal, private. Sometimes we get judged. And there's just, up to now, there just hasn't been a place to share your struggle. Share what's going on in your life without any kind of judgment, without being afraid that somebody's going to say something wrong to you or look at you the wrong way. So this Patreon family that we have is just, it's been so wonderful. And every week, or every couple weeks, I should say, sometimes we do it every week, but at least every couple weeks, we get on for a live 1-hour meeting. And what that meeting is, share anything we want live in real time on a Zoom meeting. We can see each other. You have the option of being anonymous, and you have the option of turning your video off and not having anybody see who you are. But most of us share who we are because, again, we just feel so comfortable with each other, and it's a total judgment-free zone. And over the past few weeks, we've had people share things in our Patreon group with our Patreon family, and they've told me that they've never been able to share some of these things with anybody in the past. But now they feel just so comfortable with our people, with our group. And so, yeah, so one of the things we do share there is where you can get psilocybin. And keep in mind, at Microdose U, we don't have anything to do with selling medicine. We're not in that business. We don't do that at all. But I can share with you, some of the reliable sources that we found that work out very well. But I can't stress the wonderful family that this has turned out to be. And yeah, in the past, we've had people that have come onto our Patreon family and come into the group, and they're only looking for one thing. They're only looking for, where can I get this medicine? And they grab the information and then they leave, then they're out of there. Honestly, I've got to tell you something. That's not what this is about, and that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for people that stay, share, and give their energy and receive energy from the other people there and just help everyone out. That's what we're looking for. And some of the comments that I've gotten over the past, I'd say even over the past few weeks, are just, they almost make me cry. These people that, again, they thank me every day for this family, for putting this family together, because they finally found a group of people that they feel comfortable with and can share things that they've never been able to share before. So if you're interested, I always put the link in the show notes here and on my website, microdoseu.com. Again, I've got to say, we're not looking for people to come in, just quick, grab the info and get out. We're looking for people that resonate long-term. Of course, there's no rule that's keeping you there forever, but the people that come and join our family, they don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to leave. And that's what it's just turned out to be, just an amazing group of people. And whenever I share anything, whenever we do our live meetings, it's like this incredible feeling just even goes through my body, because I just feel like we finally got it. We finally arrived at this family of people that, even though most of them I've never met in real life, but when we see each other on the Zoom meetings every week or every couple weeks, I just feel like these are our people. We found them. We're together. This is great. So I do invite, if this resonates with you, I do invite you to join. Again, if you just want to come in, grab something real quick and leave. It's probably not for you, quite honestly. And we're not begging people to join this thing. We're looking for like-minded people that just want a community, a judgment-free zone. So again, I appreciate, Cassidy, I appreciate you asking this question. It led me into like a discussion on how powerful this Patreon group is. And again, it's in the show. The link is in the show notes. The link is on my website, Microdose U. I invite you to come in and let's do this. Since this is the kind of celebration episode of our, we're getting 10,000, probably by the time this is published, we're going to have over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And again, the top 1% of audio podcasts on Spotify and Apple. Since we're kind of celebrating this all together, I invite you, if you've been thinking about it, if you're not sure, I've had so many people that have said, Dr. Dave, I was thinking about this for a while. I didn't know if I wanted to do it, but I finally pulled the trigger. I joined your Patreon, and I am so glad I did, because again, there's nothing out there like this. So again, if you feel the energy, come join us. We would love to have you. And let's set a record today for this 10K episode. Let's set a record and have a lot of new people come in. Like I said, I may cap it at some point, because we just don't want the family to get too large. So come in while you can before we cap it, before we start a waiting list. It's something that just I can't really even describe in words. So I want to, before I go on to the next question, I want to go ahead and welcome and just share some of our brand new members on Patreon, because they deserve a shout out. They took a chance on us, and they're part of our family now. And I'll just use first names so we don't give anybody away. We like to keep everything confidential. Welcome Jamie, Paul, Chatty, Carl, Braden, Julia and Gil, Cameron, Pal, Karen, Kryn, Steve, Ingrid, Ryan, Richard, Claire, Darielle, Jay, ex-Navy in STL, I guess that's St. Louis or Seattle, ex-Navy guys, Jesse, Michael, DB, Debbie. Oh my God, if I didn't mention your name, I'll catch up next time because we just have had so many new members. And one more thing I want to say about this. Many times people are even afraid to discuss what they're doing with their own doctor. You just don't feel comfortable. And I recommend trying to share everything you can with your doctor. But again, just in case you're just not in that situation where you feel comfortable sharing, in our Patreon group, we share everything with each other. So you will absolutely feel comfortable there. So again, we welcome you to Patreon. So Cassidy, I hope this helps you. Thank you so much for your question. Let's get on to the next question. It's from the old Volvo guy. That's funny. I'm an old Volvo guy. I used to have Volvos for years. I don't have any right. My cars are not Volvos right now, but I'd say for decades, I loved, and I still do, love Volvos. So thanks, the old Volvo guy. Let's see what your question is today. Do you think therapy works better if you're microdosing, or should you keep those totally separate? Oh, okay. So in other words, if you're going through like talk therapy or something else, can you do that alongside with microdosing? Absolutely, 100%. As I've always said, the more things you can kind of do alongside of the microdosing, journaling, meditation, yoga, deep thought, things like that, they always help out because microdosing is a lot more than just popping a capsule or eating a mushroom or something like that. You've got to do the work alongside of it. So yes, therapy, even though I'm not a tremendous fan of talk therapy these days, I just think that anything you can do alongside of it is beneficial and certainly can help. Absolutely. So old Volvo guy, I hope that helps you. The answer is yes. Next question from Lauren T. Is it normal to get more emotional after starting microdosing, like tearing up for no reason at all? Yeah, Lauren, it's a great question. And I'm going to say yes, because, the microdosing does start to rewire your brain. And a lot of the things that have kind of been, I guess, festering under the surface start to come out. And that's a really good thing because you're going to get rid of these toxic thoughts, these things from your past that just maybe had some bad impact on you. And so yes, it's very normal to get emotional, and again, I would look at that as a real positive thing. So that's actually a fantastic question. The answer is absolutely yes. Paul G in Austin asks, how long should someone stay consistent before they really know this is helping? I say don't stop. I would say stay consistent, and because if you stay the course, it is going to work. Everybody's different. Some people say it takes a few days before they feel something. Some people say they feel something right away. Other people say it could take a few weeks or maybe even months. However, I promise you, if you stay the course, if you stick with us, if you tweak your dosage, if you just do it right and do the side work alongside of it, it is going to help you. There is basically no question in my mind it's going to help you. So good question there, Paul. Appreciate that. I hope that helps you. Next question, Maddie in Maine. If you stop microdosing after a few months, do the benefits fade or do they kind of stick with you? Well, everybody's different. Some people are able to microdose for a period of time and then stop, and then, because it does rewire your brain, and then they're fine. Other people, like me, for example, I continue my microdosing because the journey is just so amazing and it helps me with so many things in my life. It's not just the mental health issues that I was going through, the anxiety, the depression, all of that stuff. It's not just that, but it's helped in so many other, it's helped me realize what else I've got going on in my life, my physical health, my spirituality, my work, my friendships, and who I hang out with and who I don't hang out with. And the list goes on and on forever. So yeah, I would, in my case, I like to keep it going. It's not because I just need to keep doing it for anxiety, but it's just, it keeps improving my life month after month, year after year. So I choose to keep the microdosing going. Jerry R, if someone had a bad trip years ago, can microdosing still be safe for them to try again? Well, Jerry, first of all, there's really no such thing as a true bad trip. And I'm assuming, you mean from a macrodose, not a microdose. But what happens is, again, like I was talking to somebody earlier, who was it that asked the question? You'll see some things from your past, or things that have, again, things that have been below the surface come out, and that's really what a bad trip is about. You're seeing some ugly things from your life, some bad things come out, but that's not necessarily bad. That's actually a good thing, because it helps you, understand what's been going on in your life, and then it starts the rewiring process, rewiring the brain, and you start to feel better. So my answer is absolutely yes. And remember, a microdose is a microdose. There's no such thing as a bad trip on a microdose, because it's just a small amount. It's about 1/10 of the amount that you would take for a larger dose, 1/10 or less even. So no, you're not going. It's not going to be a problem. You're not going to experience a bad trip on a microdose either. So that's why this is Microdose U, because it's a safe medicine anyway. You can't become addicted to this. You can't overdose. It's very, very safe. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is, like Jerry just said, if you could have what you may perceive as a bad trip, but it's really not bad. But again, it's a very safe medicine. So my answer, Jerry, is yes. Archer 4556 asks me, hey doc, could a 125 milligram dose cause tingling in the fingers or toes? I've been on 5 days on, 2 days off routine for a month now. Um, I mean, I haven't personally experienced that. I don't know. Nobody's really mentioned that to me. However, everybody's different. It's always possible. I'm wondering whether it's causing a little bit of a drop in blood pressure, and that's why you're feeling some tingling. I'm not really sure. What I would do, Archer, is probably experiment with your dose a little bit, maybe even go a little bit higher or a little bit lower, and see if by tweaking the dose, that tingling goes away. And I'm wondering how long you've had that tingling. Has it been since the very beginning when you started microdosing, or did it just start? Is it absolutely related to the microdosing? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But what I'm saying is, I don't really hear that a lot. But having said that, anything's possible. Everybody's different. Experiment with your dosage, and experiment maybe even with a strain. Try a different strain and see if that helps out. I'm pretty sure it's going to help out, and I know for sure you'll be fine. Quiet drummer. Wait a minute. Is there such thing as a quiet drummer? Is that possible? Wait a minute. I thought drums are always loud. Quiet drummer? Okay, I love that handle. Do people ever say microdosing changes how they relate to their friends or partner? Oh, yes. Oh, 100% for sure. So taking me for example, I've realized from my microdosing journey, there were people in my life that just I wasn't vibrating with. I mean, not that they're bad people, not that I wish anything bad on them or harm, but I just realize you can start to feel who's right for you and who's not right for you, whether it's a friend, an acquaintance, somebody in business, or your spouse or your partner. You'll feel it. So yes, that's a really good thing. Microdosing definitely changes the way you can see not only your partner, not only friends, but the entire world or the universe. It changes the way you see everything. And I believe that is a really, really good thing. So great question, quiet drummer. I want to see your drumming, how quiet that really is though. Karen W. Doc, if you had to sum up how psilocybin has changed your life in one sentence, what would it be? Karen, I think you may have already said it. I think you may have already given me the answer. The sentence my sentence would probably be something as simple as psilocybin has changed my life. And I can add a few words to that: for the better, more than anything else in ever in my history. It truly has changed my life. I mean, the way I feel about my life every single day. I told somebody the other day, I just feel like a 10 every day. And this person challenged me. She said, like, "Nobody, Dr. Dave, nobody's a 10. No, it's impossible. Nobody's a 10." I say, you probably have not been on a microdosing journey, because if you have been, you would understand that yes, it is very possible to be a 10. And I really do feel like my life is a 10. So, Karen, that could be another sentence I give you. Like, my life is now a 10. And it truly is. I'm not just saying that. I have no reason to come on here and tell people something that's not true. This has been such an incredible change and such a great journey for me, that's why I'm doing this show, because I think, you know, anybody that's really interested in making their life as close to 100% as possible should follow this and listen to what we're all doing, especially join the Patreon, because again, we've got a group of 10s there that I'd be lying if I said that everybody feels like a 10 in the Patreon group. No, we're all human, we're all different. However, we're creating more and more 10s in this Patreon group than I've ever experienced out of anything I've ever done in my life. So it's just, again, it leads back to that, because I believe in it so strongly. I've never experienced being in using air quotes in case you're listening on audio, I've never been in a family quite like this, where everybody's just on the same page and we all want to help each other. I just love it. What a great way to end this show, celebrating 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and also celebrating the top 1%. We're in the top 1% on Apple and Spotify. And again, it's not the numbers that are important to me. It's not that we're doing that's not it. The more importantly is that we are helping more and more people out there like you that just want to feel better every single day. So yes, it is true. The more people I can touch, the more people I can interact with, the more people that follow what we're doing, that means we're going to have more people on this planet feeling better every single day. And that's really what Microdose U is about. We have a brand new episode that comes out every Wednesday. If you're brand new, or even if you're not brand new, make sure you check out the show notes. Make sure you check out the website, microdoseu.com. And until next time, remember, I love you. My name is Dr. Dave. We'll see you next week.